Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're here on New Dawn. We're top tier in the ship for this week's issue, I guess, of This Ship Gets Me. It should come as no surprise what this ship is to regular viewers of my channel. It is the Russian slash Soviet premium destroyer tier 4 Gremyashchy. Now, us OGs, not you youngins, but us OGs, will remember back in the day when most of the Russian tech tree had 4 kilometer torpedoes. To get the Gremyashchy with its 8 kilometer torpedoes was incredible. And I firmly believe that pound for pound at tier 4, the Gremyashchy is the best destroyer. The Kamikaze might be the most overpowered destroyer at the tier, but the Gremyashchy is the best destroyer because it can win gunfights and it can also pile up torpedo damage because you actually have usable torpedoes. As you can see, we're on New Dawn. It is a domination match. There are some other tier 4 destroyers. No Kamikaze, but we are going to have a great game today here in the Gremyashchy because this ship gets me. It's got those great Russian low trajectory guns. It's got 8 kilometer stealthy torpedoes. And it's got, I think, just the best combo of stuff you could have at this tier to do well. Now, when you're down tier in Gremyashchy, yeah, you're going to have to contend with ships that have detection capability, like T-61. Some of the tech tree ships, sonar, but among premiums at tier 4, you think about the other premiums. You've got 2 French destroyers, neither of which are very great as we crash into a rock and launch some torpedoes defensively. You've got the Hill, which I think I do pretty well in, but the Hill was not as good as this ship. You got Kamikaze, again, one of the most OP ships in the game. But I don't have the winning percentage in that ship that I do in this ship. Here you can see the armor piercing. We've got the power to reach out and punch Furitaka. And even though Furitaka is not visible right now, I'm just going to patiently wait on my smoke screen with armor piercing loaded. And sooner or later, Furitaka is going to show his face out there. And he's going to get spotted. And then I'm going to light him up. And he did a good thing. He slowed down here a little bit, or made me wait and work for it. If I just blindly launched torps and called it a day, we wouldn't get this kill. But because I am not dumb, we just patiently bided our time. And that was a really lackluster Citadel hit. And he's still blind firing because he doesn't know where I am. Anyway, 5 Citadel hits later, kill number 1. Now, I know the destroyer, instead of coming in towards me, which he should have done, he should have torped into my smoke screen. It would have been a sitting duck. You never would have seen this video. He did not do that. He, I guess, is trying to go carrier hunting. It's a tier 3 destroyer. Literally, the only way he can kill me, in my opinion, is if I blunder into his torpedoes. So we've got 3 of our batteries. The 4th battery, you need to show a little bit more broadside, I believe. So I'm not going to do that initially. I'm just going to show 3. Here is the Clemson. Powerful destroyer at its tier, but definitely not strong enough to hang with this ship. As you can see, the excellent low trajectory of these guns allows me to stay on target. We are damaging the Clemson without issue. And then I felt he was going to turn towards me and launch torpedoes. And I believe he is turning away. Now, maybe it's because he's being attacked by the carrier, but I think he's going to turn away here. And that let me know he wasn't thinking about torping me. And that means that's the end. I mean, he's still trying to hunt the aircraft carriers. We burn him down. That didn't make any sense at all to me. He had literally no chance of killing the aircraft carrier unless he launches torpedoes. Now, maybe he launched torpedoes, and maybe he's going to get that kill at some point, but I didn't see any torpedoes in the water, so I don't think he is going to get that kill, and it just didn't make any sense to me. You're being attacked by a destroyer, and you're in a destroyer. Wouldn't you try to kill the ship that is going to kill you before you're erased from the game with literally zero impact on the final score? All right, I'm looking at the minimap. We're going to abandon Bravo because there's destroyer farther up the map than me, because I had to retrograde back to defend our carrier. So I see another Furitaka out there, and I know I can kill it because I killed the first one. Now, granted, I had the benefit of not being seen, but we're going to try to kill that Furitaka. And you know, I'm not going to link it, but this gives me just a shade back to have a plan to kill every ship you see video. Instead, I'll link one of my earlier videos about the Gremyashchy. It's just such a fun ship, in my opinion. Now, maybe, yes, you're dealing with lower skilled opponents here at the tier, although I would say there's plenty of low skill players up in legendary tiers, so don't you worry about that none. But again, this ship does everything well. It's quick, it's got powerful guns, you can face off against cruisers at your tier or below your tier and win those battles. It can kill enemy destroyers with the great guns. Literally, the only weakness is probably the AA. If you go up against a really good carrier, either down tier, meaning a tier 5 carrier, or a very, very skilled tier 3 carrier player, okay, you might have a problem there. But that being said, I think this destroyer is definitely a premium ship to consider. Now, I know Vaz mentioned in the comments, maybe the last video, that it is not for sale. I don't know when the last time the Gremyashchy was for sale. They don't keep track of that anywhere that I can tell. I'm just telling you, if there's an opportunity to get out of a crate, as we're about to finish off Wakeful, it is worth the opportunity. By the way, kill number 3. And we got a Furitaka over here we already talked about. He is being attacked by the friendly carrier. Maybe that's his way of thanking me, coming back and saving his bacon there. But we are going to ambush Torp right there. And hopefully those torpedoes are going to come right around the island, not give the Furitaka a chance to relax. We've switched to armor piercing. He's spotted by the carrier. So I'm going to start lighting him up from relatively longer range. All right, he's 7.3 kilometers, and we just got a Citadel hit on him with armor piercing. And we're in our smoke screen, but because he is firing, he's spotted, so there's really zero danger to me. I'm not spotted, and I can hide safely in my smoke screen and lob shells at Furitaka. And at some point, really, the shells are more to distract him from the torpedoes. And as you can see, he just ate a torpedo. Now we're going to switch to HE here. I was really worried about someone pinching my kill. I needn't have worried. There is a salvo that's, I think, going to kill the ship. And we have 4 kills. All right. We are officially on the hunt for a Kraken here in the Gremyashchy. And we're moving out, and I purposefully did not include any of this stuff on the screen, the title card. Sometimes I like you guys to be surprised that I'm getting a Kraken instead of advertising it on the title card, so you know going into it it's a Kraken. Sometimes I like to surprise you guys. So we'll see what happens here in the Gremyashchy. We're moving out. We need 1 kill. There are 2 ships left, one of which is the carrier. I don't remember. I've slept since then. I don't remember, although this match is really recent. I don't know which ship I kill. So we're moving out. We're trying to get it done here. But again, I cannot speak highly enough about this ship at tier 4. Now, let's say you don't have Gremyashchy. You've got Akotnik at tier 4. Akotnik is a very odd ship. It's got big caliber guns, and a lot of them. You can do a lot of damage at once. Definitely another cruiser killer. Short range torpedoes. It's a very big, long destroyer. It's just hard to explain. It is really a tweener ship, kind of like I think the Iwaki is a tweener between a destroyer and a cruiser at tier 3. I would call Akotnik a tweener between a destroyer and a cruiser at tier 4. And, you know, there are plenty of examples at higher tiers. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had to recommend another ship at tier 4, I would recommend the Firepower Edition. Just go out there and get the Firepower Edition new and get Kamikaze. If you really don't like sneaky torpedo boat play, then I would try to get the Hill. The Hill is a good gunboat. Akotnik, I think if you're good at cruisers, it's easier to do well at Akotnik because you'll understand the playstyle better. I'm not saying I'm bad at Akotnik, but I know that there are people who are really, really good at Akotnik. I saw a guy get a Kraken in it down tier, and I was just amazed. He was doing tons of long range gunnery, which I wouldn't do at that tier, at tier 5, but he was doing it, and it was really just exciting to watch. All right, so here we've got Julio Cesare, and the aircraft carrier got killed, so we're going to try to kill Julio Cesare. And we are barely in gun range. I'm just trying to get a little bit closer. Now we're in the cap circle, and we might get some cap defendant flags. There is another destroyer out there, and we're going to start lighting up Julio Cesare. He kills that destroyer. We were getting cap defendant flags. That's what I wanted. Initially, I was going to just hide out here behind the island and spam HE at him. And then I realized he is sailing out of the cap. And so that is not going to work if I want to get this kill. So we do set him on fire. We're continuing to shoot. But I was really spurred into action when he shot back at me. As you can see, he maneuvered back around. And his guns are on the starboard side. So I think we're going to come clear into the open here, and he is going to return fire at me, and that made me really just determined to go get him. So we're going to try to hunt him down here. And there isn't a ship that does as well at this, at the tier, the premiums, than this ship, because you've got 8-kilometer torpedoes, so that's a lot of wiggle room to keep yourself alive and to get this guy killed. Now, the way that we're going to encounter him, any destroyer could have done that. But that being said, because of the speed of this ship, the power and low trajectory of its guns, the range of its torpedoes, it is really well positioned to chase down and destroy any ship. Now, my teammates have very nicely reduced all the hit points down. We are going to get our torps off with under 2 kilometers, and I'm going to show you something great. We're torping out. Presumably, he knows I'm coming. Presumably, he is ready for me. He is not ready for me. And we survived the encounter. There it is. The Kraken Unleashed to end the game. I thought he would have a full salvo of HE. I thought we'd be dead, talking about it's just a flesh wound. But here we are in the victory screen, high caliber medal, and the Kraken Unleashed medal. 74,476 total damage. 2 torpedo strikes for the kill, 5 kills, 6 fires, 6 hits to Citadel. We ended up with 286,250 silver, 5,700 ship XP, over 6,000 commander XP in the Gremyashchy. A ship that really gets me at tier 4. All right, I don't really know if we're going to do anything else in this video. Oh, here we are. 2 medals, 5 big kills, top of the board, 2096 base XP. It's a little harder to come up with high base XP at a low tier, especially because we didn't capture a single base in this match. But yeah, I can't say enough. Here are the stats. 24 matches, 79% winning percentage in Gremyashchy. Our kill death ratio 1.7, and still have never cracked 100,000 in damage. But there it is, folks. At tier 4 premium destroyer, the Gremyashchy gets me. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe down below. If you are a Gremyashchy enjoyer, sound off in the comments. If you are like Vaz, I'm just jealous that you don't have it. I don't know if you really need to say anything. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you on the next video. Have a good one.